In a busy city filled with tall buildings and bright lights, a young man named Alex walked home after a long day at work. He worked at a small office, and most of his days were filled with boring tasks. He often dreamed of something exciting happening in his life. Little did he know, this night would change everything. As Alex strolled through the crowded streets, he noticed something unusual. In a dark alley, he saw a flicker of light. It was not the usual glow of street lamps or neon signs. This light was different, almost magical. Alex's curiosity grew stronger, and he felt a strange pull toward the alley. He took a deep breath and walked toward the light. The alley was narrow and dark, and he could hear the sounds of the city fading behind him. When he reached the end of the alley, he saw a young girl standing there. She had bright blue skin that shimmered in the light and big, glowing eyes that sparkled like stars. Her hair was a vibrant shade of purple, flowing down her back like a river of color. "Who are you?" Alex asked, amazed by her appearance. The girl looked at him with a mix of fear and curiosity. "I am Lyra," she said softly, her voice like music. "I come from a distant planet. I'm lost and scared." Alex felt a rush of compassion. "Why are you here?" he asked, his heart racing with excitement. He had never met anyone like her before. Lyra took a step closer, her eyes wide. "I was sent here to help humans," she explained. "I can grant wishes, but I must warn you, every wish comes with a price." Alex's mind raced with thoughts. Granting wishes. It sounded like something out of a fairy tale. "What do you mean by a price?" he asked, feeling a mix of excitement and caution. "The price is not always what you think. Wishes can change your life in ways you might not expect. They can bring happiness or sadness, depending on what you choose," Lyra replied, her expression serious. Alex thought about her words. He had always wished for something more in his life. Something exciting, something magical. But now that he was standing before this extraordinary girl, he felt a twinge of fear. "What kind of wishes can you grant?" he asked, intrigued. Lyra smiled, and the light around her flickered. "I can grant any wish you desire: wealth, love, power, or adventure. But remember, you must choose wisely. What you wish for may not bring the joy you expect." As Alex listened, he felt a wave of temptation wash over him. He had always dreamed of being rich and living a life of luxury. He could imagine himself driving a fancy car, living in a beautiful house, and never worrying about money again. But what would the price be? "Why are you helping humans?" he asked, wanting to know more about her purpose. Lyra looked thoughtful. "On my planet, we believe in helping others, but there are also rules we must follow. I can only stay for a short time, and I can only grant a limited number of wishes. I hope to bring joy, but I also have to be careful." Alex felt a mix of excitement and fear. Here was a chance for him to change his life, but at what cost? He took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart. "What happens if I make a wish?" he asked. "If you make a wish, it will come true," Lyra said. "But remember, you cannot take it back. You must be sure of what you want. Once it is granted, it cannot be undone." As Alex stood there, he thought about his life. He was just an ordinary guy with an ordinary job. He often felt stuck, wishing for more. Now, with Lyra in front of him, he had a chance to change everything. But the fear of making the wrong choice loomed over him. Lyra noticed his hesitation. "Take your time, Alex. There is no rush. Think about what you truly want in life. Your wish can lead to great things, but it can also bring unexpected challenges." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He looked at Lyra, her glowing presence filling the dark alley with light. She seemed kind and wise, but he could sense the seriousness of the choice he had to make. As the sounds of the city echoed in the background, Alex realized that this moment could define his future. He had to decide what he wanted most. Would he wish for wealth, love, or something else entirely? The possibilities were endless, but so were the risks. "Thank you for sharing this with me, Lyra," Alex said, feeling grateful for the strange meeting. He knew this was just the beginning of an incredible journey, one that could change his life forever. The thought both excited and terrified him. With a final glance at the mysterious girl, Alex took a step back, knowing that he had much to think about. The night was still young, and the city was alive with dreams waiting to be chased. Little did he know, this was only the first step toward a journey that would test his heart, challenge his beliefs, and ultimately reveal the true meaning of wishes. Dreams and choices. As Alex walked away from the alley, he couldn't stop thinking about Lyra and her offer. The cool night air filled his lungs, but his mind was racing. He felt as if he had stepped into a storybook where anything was possible. But the weight of his choices pressed heavily on him. He reached a nearby park, where the soft glow of streetlights illuminated the path. Sitting on a bench, he took a moment to collect his thoughts. What did he really want? The question echoed in his mind like a drumbeat. Alex stared up at the stars, twinkling like diamonds against the deep blue sky. He remembered his dreams from when he was a kid, dreams of adventure, excitement, and being someone special. But as he grew older, those dreams faded into the background. Now, standing before an alien girl with the power to grant wishes, he felt that spark of hope ignite again. What if I wished for money? He thought. The idea was tempting. He could buy a fancy car, travel to exotic places, and live a life without worry. But then, a feeling of doubt crept in. Would money really make me happy? He wondered. He had seen rich people on TV, and many seemed lonely despite their wealth. Then another thought crossed his mind. What if I wished for love? He had always been shy around girls, and there was someone he liked from work, Sarah. She was kind and funny, and Alex often daydreamed about asking her out. But what if she only liked him for the money? That would break his heart even more. As he wrestled with these ideas, Alex remembered Lyra's warning. Every witch has a price. He had to choose wisely. With each option, he felt a mixture of excitement and fear. Maybe I should wish for something simple, he thought. What if I just wished for a good life? But what did that even mean? A good life could be different for everyone. Alex realized that he needed to be clear about what he wanted. Suddenly, Alex heard a rustling sound nearby. He turned to see a little boy chasing a dog, laughing as the dog ran in circles. The sight warmed Alex's heart. It reminded him of his own childhood, full of laughter and carefree days. He remembered how simple happiness could be: a good friend, a warm meal, or a fun adventure. What do I truly want? He whispered to himself, feeling lost yet hopeful. In that moment, Alex decided he needed to talk to someone about his choices. He picked up his phone and called his best friend, Jake. Jake was always supportive, and Alex knew he would understand. "Hey man, what's up?" Jake answered cheerfully. "I need your advice on something important," Alex said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Sure. What's going on?" Jake replied, sounding curious. "I met someone, a girl who can grant wishes. I can have anything I want, but I don't know what to choose," Alex admitted. He could feel the excitement and confusion swirling inside him. "Whoa, that's crazy. What are you thinking of wishing for?" Jake asked, his tone now serious. "I thought about wealth and love, but I'm not sure. I just don't want to make the wrong choice," Alex said, feeling vulnerable. Jake paused for a moment. "Dude, that's a big deal. Maybe you should think about what will make you truly happy. Money can't buy happiness, and love built on lies isn't real love. What do you really want in your life?" Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of Jake's words. "I guess I want to feel fulfilled, you know. I want to live a life where I'm happy and doing something meaningful." "Then maybe wish for that. Wish for the courage to chase your dreams or the strength to be the person you want to be," Jake suggested. Alex smiled at the thought. He hadn't considered that. "Yeah, maybe I could wish for the ability to be brave and go after what I want." Exactly. Go for it, man. Don't be afraid to dream big, Jake encouraged. After hanging up, Alex felt a new sense of purpose. He realized that the best wishes might not be for things, but for personal growth. He wanted to become someone who could face challenges and find joy in life. He thought about the adventures he had always wanted to experience, from traveling to new places to trying new things. With renewed determination, Alex decided to return to the alley and talk to Lyra again. He needed to be ready to make a wish that would truly matter. As he walked back through the park, he felt lighter, as if the weight of the world had lifted off his shoulders. The stars twinkled above him, and for the first time in a long while, he felt hopeful about the future. When he arrived at the alley, Lyra was still there, glowing softly in the dark. She looked up with a warm smile as he approached. "You're back. Have you made your choice?" she asked, her voice gentle and inviting. Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. "I've thought a lot about what I want. I don't want just wealth or love. I want the courage to chase my dreams and become the person I'm meant to be." Lyra's eyes sparkled with approval. "That is a wise choice, Alex. A wish like that can lead you to many great adventures." Feeling a surge of confidence, Alex knew he was ready to take the next step. This was just the beginning of his journey, and he was excited to see where it would lead him. The wish for wealth. With a sense of determination, Alex stood in the dimly lit alley, facing Lyra. He felt the weight of his choice pressing on him, but there was a thrill in the air. "I've made my decision," he said, his voice steady. "I want to wish for wealth. I want to live a life without worries." Lyra smiled, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Wealth can bring many opportunities, but remember what I told you. Every wish has a price. Are you sure this is what you want?" Alex nodded, feeling a mix of eagerness and anxiety. "Yes, I've thought about it a lot. I want to make my life better, and having money will help me do that." "Very well," Lyra said, raising her hands as the air around them shimmered. "Close your eyes and think about what you want. Imagine the life you wish to have." Alex closed his eyes and pictured everything he had ever dreamed of. He saw himself in a beautiful house with a big yard. He imagined driving a sleek car, traveling to sunny beaches, and enjoying life without the stress of bills or worries. He could almost feel the happiness of living that life. "Now say your wish aloud," Lyra instructed. Taking a deep breath, Alex said, "I wish for wealth. I want to be rich and live a life of luxury." As soon as the words left his lips, he felt a warm sensation wash over him. It was as if the universe had heard his wish. He opened his eyes, and to his amazement, the alley glowed brighter. Lyra smiled, and he felt a rush of energy. "Your wish is granted, Alex," she said softly. "Use it wisely." With those words, Alex felt a strange shift in the air. Suddenly, he found himself standing in a luxurious apartment, far from the dark alley. The walls were painted in bright colors, and the furniture looked expensive. He rushed to the window and looked outside. The city sparkled below him, alive with lights and energy. "This is incredible," Alex exclaimed, his heart racing. He turned to see a pile of money on the table. Stacks of bills were piled high, more than he had ever seen in his life. He jumped up and down with joy. "I can't believe it. I'm rich." But as the excitement rushed through him, a small doubt crept into his mind. "What now?" he thought. "What do I do with all this money?" Alex decided to explore his new life. He quickly changed into a sharp suit, feeling confident and ready to take on the world. He walked out of the apartment, feeling the thrill of being a wealthy man. As he stepped into the bright city, he felt eyes on him. People stared in admiration as he walked by. "This is amazing," he thought. He felt powerful, like he could conquer anything. He visited a nearby luxury car dealership and bought a stunning red sports car. The dealer seemed in awe of him, treating him like royalty. Alex drove off, the wind in his hair and a big smile on his face. He felt invincible, as if he could do anything he wanted. But as days turned into weeks, the excitement began to fade. Alex filled his days with shopping sprees, fancy dinners, and parties. He was living the dream, but something didn't feel right. He had everything he thought he wanted, yet a sense of loneliness began to creep in. One evening, at a glamorous party, Alex noticed that everyone around him was more interested in his wealth than in him. People laughed and danced, but he felt disconnected. Do they really like me, or just my money? He wondered. As he sipped his expensive drink, he overheard a conversation between two guests. Did you hear about Alex? He's loaded now. I wonder how long it will last, one of them said. Those words stung. Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. Was his wealth just a fleeting moment? Was he really happy? Feeling overwhelmed, Alex stepped outside onto the balcony. The city lights twinkled below him, but he felt lost. The joy of wealth was slipping away, and he began to realize that money couldn't buy true happiness. He thought about his old life, where he had real friends and simple pleasures. The laughter, the moments shared over coffee, and the sense of belonging. All were gone. He had traded them for luxury and loneliness. I should have listened to Lyra, Alex thought. I wanted to be rich, but I never thought about what I might lose. Just then, he remembered his wish. Wealth had come with a price he hadn't considered. He had hoped for freedom and joy, but instead, he felt trapped in a world where people only cared about his money. Determined to find a solution, Alex decided to call Lyra. He remembered her words about choices and the wisdom that came with them. He knew he had to face her again and figure out how to change his situation. Maybe I can wish for something else, he thought. Something that brings real happiness. With a heavy heart but a clear purpose, Alex made his way back to the alley where he had first met Lyra. He felt nervous but knew he had to take action. He stood in the familiar spot, looking around, hoping Lyra would appear. As if sensing his thoughts, she materialized before him, her glow bright and welcoming. Alex, you look troubled, she said, her voice gentle. What is on your mind? Taking a deep breath, Alex replied, I made my wish for wealth, but it hasn't brought me the happiness I thought it would. I need your help. Lyra nodded, her expression understanding. Wealth can open doors, but it cannot fill the void within. What do you truly seek, Alex? He realized he had a chance to change his path again. I want to wish for happiness and the ability to connect with others, he said, feeling the surge of hope. Then let us find that together, Lyra replied, her eyes shining with kindness. As they stood in the alley, Alex felt a new beginning was just within reach. This time, he was ready to make a wish that could lead to real joy. The hard truth. Alex stood in the familiar alley, facing Lyra, feeling a mix of hope and fear. He had realized that wealth alone could not bring him true happiness. Now, he wanted to wish for something deeper, something that would fill the void inside him. I want to wish for happiness and the ability to connect with others, he said, his voice steady. I want to find real joy and meaningful relationships. Lyra looked at him thoughtfully. A noble wish, Alex, but I must warn you, this wish will not come without challenges. True happiness often comes with hard truths. Alex nodded, ready to face whatever lay ahead. I understand. I just want to make the right choice this time. Lyra smiled and raised her hands. Close your eyes and focus on what you desire. Imagine the connections you want to build and the happiness you seek. As he closed his eyes, Alex pictured his life filled with laughter and warmth. He saw himself surrounded by friends, sharing moments that mattered. He imagined meaningful conversations and love. Now say your wish aloud, Lyra instructed. I wish for true happiness and the ability to build real connections with people, Alex declared. A warm light enveloped him, and when he opened his eyes, he found himself back in his luxurious apartment. But this time, something felt different. The apartment was still beautiful, but it lacked the emptiness that had surrounded him before. Lyra stood beside him, her glow shining brightly. "Your wish is granted, Alex. But remember, true happiness comes from within, and it requires effort. Are you ready to face the challenges ahead?" "I am," he replied, feeling a sense of purpose. "I want to work for my happiness." Lyra smiled, and with a wave of her hand, the apartment transformed. The expensive furniture faded, replaced by simple but cozy furnishings. The walls were adorned with pictures of friends and family, all smiling and happy. "Welcome to your new life," Lyra said. "This is a space for connection and enjoy. But to truly experience it, you must step outside your comfort zone." Alex looked around, feeling a wave of warmth. This felt more like home. "What do I need to do?" he asked, eager to embrace this new path. "First, you need to reach out to those you've lost touch with," Lyra explained. "True happiness comes from building relationships. It's time to reconnect with your friends and be open to new experiences." Feeling inspired, Alex grabbed his phone and began scrolling through his contacts. He saw names of old friends he hadn't spoken to in years. He hesitated for a moment, but then he picked up the phone and called Jake. "Hey, Alex, it's great to hear from you," Jake answered cheerfully. "Hey, man, I wanted to catch up. Can we meet for coffee tomorrow?" Alex asked, feeling nervous but determined. "Of course, I'd love that. Let's meet at our favorite cafe," Jake replied. After hanging up, Alex felt a surge of excitement. He was taking the first step toward building real connections. The next day, he arrived at the cafe early, his heart racing with anticipation. When Jake walked in, he greeted Alex with a big smile and a warm hug. "Wow, you look different. What's been going on?" Jake asked, sitting down. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of friendship. "I've been on a journey. I made a wish for true happiness, and now I want to reconnect with my life. I realized I need people around me who care." "That's amazing, man. I'm glad you're back," Jake said, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. They spent the afternoon reminiscing about old times, laughing at memories, and sharing stories. As they talked, Alex felt the loneliness he had experienced fade away. This was the joy he had been missing. Later that week, Alex decided to organize a gathering at his apartment. He invited not only Jake, but also other friends he hadn't seen in a while. As the day approached, he felt a mix of excitement and nerves. On the day of the gathering, Alex prepared snacks and drinks, transforming his apartment into a welcoming space. When his friends arrived, the atmosphere was filled with laughter and joy. "Wow, Alex, this place looks great," one friend exclaimed, and Alex felt a rush of happiness. They shared stories, played games, and enjoyed each other's company. Alex found himself smiling genuinely, feeling a sense of belonging that he had longed for. But amidst the laughter, he also faced some hard truths. He noticed that some friends had changed, and there were moments of awkwardness. Old connections were not always easy to revive. Later in the evening, as they gathered around the table, one friend brought up the topic of wealth. "Alex, we've heard you're doing well now. How does it feel to be rich?" he asked, a hint of jealousy in his voice. Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. He realized that even though he had wished for happiness, some friends still saw him as the wealthy guy, not as the person he truly was. "It feels great to have money, but I've learned that true happiness is about the people around you, not just material things," he replied honestly. His words hung in the air, and he could see the reactions on their faces. Some nodded in agreement, while others looked skeptical. After the gathering, Alex felt a mix of joy and confusion. He had taken steps toward happiness, but he also realized that rebuilding connections would not always be easy. Lyra appeared beside him, her expression understanding. "You faced the truth tonight, Alex. Happiness is a journey filled with challenges and rewards. Are you ready to continue this path?" Alex nodded, feeling a sense of purpose. Yes, I want to keep growing and learning. I know it won't always be easy, but I'm ready. Lyra smiled, her presence comforting. Remember, true happiness is about embracing the journey and being open to change. You are on the right path. As Alex looked around his apartment, filled with memories and connections, he felt a warmth in his heart. He was learning to find happiness in the little moments, and he was determined to continue this journey. The wish for love. After the gathering with his friends, Alex felt a warmth in his heart. He had taken steps toward true happiness, but there was still something missing. As he sat in his cozy apartment, he couldn't shake the feeling that he needed love in his life. He thought about Sarah, the girl he had always admired at work. She was kind, funny, and beautiful. But he had never found the courage to tell her how he felt. One evening, while sitting on his couch and sipping tea, Alex remembered Lyra's words about wishes. Maybe I should wish for love, he thought. But what kind of love do I want? I need to be clear. He closed his eyes and imagined a life with Sarah. He saw them laughing together, sharing adventures, and supporting each other. That's the love I want, he whispered to himself. With newfound determination, Alex decided to seek Lyra again. He knew he had to be honest with himself about what he truly wanted. As he stepped into the alley where he first met her, the night air was cool and crisp, filled with anticipation. Lyra appeared almost immediately, her glow lighting up the dim space. "Welcome back, Alex. You seem different," she said, a knowing smile on her face. "I am different," he replied. "I've realized I want love in my life. I want to wish for a real connection with someone special." Lyra nodded, her expression thoughtful. Love is a powerful wish. It can bring great joy, but it also requires vulnerability. Are you ready for that? Alex hesitated for a moment, considering her words. Yes, I think I am. I want to be open and honest about my feelings. Then close your eyes and focus on your wish, Lyra instructed. Alex took a deep breath and imagined Sarah's face. He pictured her smile, her laughter, and how wonderful it would be to share his life with her. "I wish for love with Sarah," he said aloud. A warm light enveloped him, and when he opened his eyes, he found himself back in his apartment. But this time, it felt different. The walls seemed brighter, and the air was filled with a sense of warmth and possibility. "Your wish is granted," Lyra said softly, her voice soothing. "But remember, love is not just a feeling. It requires effort, honesty, and trust." Feeling the surge of excitement, Alex grabbed his phone and texted Sarah. "Hey, would you like to grab dinner with me tomorrow? I'd love to catch up." He hit send, his heart racing. Moments later, his phone buzzed. It was Sarah. "That sounds great. I'd love to." As the time for their dinner approached, Alex felt both excited and nervous. He wanted everything to be perfect. He picked out a nice shirt and made a reservation at a cozy restaurant. When he arrived at the restaurant, he spotted Sarah sitting at a table, looking beautiful. She smiled brightly when she saw him, and Alex felt his heart skip a beat. "Hey, Alex, it's so good to see you," she said, her eyes sparkling. "Great to see you too," he replied, trying to hide his nerves as he sat down. They started chatting, catching up on life, work, and everything in between. As they talked, Alex felt a connection growing between them. He noticed how easy it was to laugh together and how comfortable they felt in each other's presence. After enjoying their meal, Alex felt it was time to share his feelings. "Sarah, I've been thinking about us a lot. I've realized that I really like you, and I want to see where this could go." A moment of silence followed, and Alex held his breath, waiting for her response. Sarah looked surprised but pleased. "I'm really glad you said that. I like you too, Alex. I've always thought you were great." Relief washed over Alex, and he felt a smile spread across his face. "Really? That's amazing." "Yes, I think we could have something special together," Sarah said, her cheeks turning a bit pink. They spent the rest of the evening talking about their hopes and dreams, feeling a connection that deepened with every word. Alex felt happier than he had in a long time. It was as if his wish for love was coming true right before his eyes. As they left the restaurant, Alex walked Sarah to her car, feeling excited about what lay ahead. "Can I see you again soon?" he asked, hopeful. "Absolutely. Let's plan something for next week," she replied, her smile lighting up the night. After saying goodbye, Alex walked home with a spring in his step. He felt a sense of joy that was different from the thrill of wealth. This was genuine, warm, and fulfilling. But as the days went by, Alex realized that love was not just about the good times. It required effort and understanding. He began to notice how important it was to communicate openly and to be there for each other. One evening, they were watching a movie at Alex's apartment. Halfway through, Sarah turned to him, looking serious. "Alex, can we talk about something?" "Of course. What's on your mind?" he asked, feeling a knot of worry in his stomach. "I love spending time with you, but I want us to be honest about our feelings. I don't want to rush into anything without knowing we're on the same page," she said, her tone sincere. Alex appreciated her honesty. "I completely agree. I feel the same way. I want to take my time and build something real with you." Their conversation deepened their connection, and Alex realized that true love required vulnerability and openness. He was willing to put in the work because he wanted to create something lasting. Over the next few weeks, they shared more moments of joy, laughter, and understanding. They went on adventures, explored new places, and learned more about each other. As he spent time with Sarah, Alex felt grateful for his wish. He had discovered that love was not just about feeling good. It was about building a partnership based on trust and respect. One evening, as they watched the sunset from a park bench, Alex took Sarah's hand and smiled. "I'm so glad I wished for love. You've brought so much happiness into my life." Sarah looked at him, her eyes filled with warmth. "I feel the same way, Alex. I'm excited about our journey together." As they sat there, hand in hand, Alex realized that his wish had transformed his life in ways he had never imagined. Love had filled the spaces that wealth could not, and he was ready to embrace whatever the future held. Understanding the lesson. As the weeks went by, Alex felt himself growing closer to Sarah. Their connection deepened with each passing day, filled with laughter, shared dreams, and moments of genuine understanding. However, amidst the joy, Alex began to realize that love was not just about happiness. It also came with challenges. One sunny afternoon, Alex and Sarah decided to go for a hike in the nearby hills. The sky was clear, and the fresh air felt invigorating. They chatted excitedly about their plans for the future as they walked, but as they reached a beautiful overlook, things took a turn. "Wow, look at that view," Sarah exclaimed, pointing toward the valley below. But as Alex turned to admire the scenery, he noticed something in Sarah's expression. She seemed distant, her smile fading as she gazed into the horizon. "Hey, are you okay?" Alex asked, concerned. "I'm fine," Sarah replied quickly, but Alex could sense that something was bothering her. After a moment of silence, he decided to dig deeper. "You don't seem fine. If something's wrong, you can talk to me." Sarah sighed, looking down at her feet. "It's just, sometimes I feel like I'm not enough for you. You have everything. Your career, your friends, and now me. I worry that I won't be able to meet your expectations." Alex's heart sank as he listened to her words. He hadn't realized how she felt. "Sarah, you are more than enough for me. I care about you for who you are, not what you have or what you can do," he assured her. "But you're so successful," she continued, her voice trembling. "I feel like I'm still figuring things out in my life, and I don't want to hold you back." Feeling a rush of compassion, Alex took her hands in his. "We all have our paths, and it's okay to be on different journeys. What matters is that we support each other. I chose you because of the wonderful person you are, not because of your achievements." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes, and she squeezed his hands tightly. "Thank you, Alex. I needed to hear that. It's just hard for me sometimes." Alex wrapped his arms around her, holding her close. "We'll figure it out together. Love is about understanding and growing, even when it's tough. I want us to be honest about our feelings." As they stood together, overlooking the valley, Alex felt a new realization wash over him. He understood that love required communication and understanding. It was a lesson he needed to learn to keep their relationship strong. Over the next few days, Alex focused on being more attentive to Sarah's feelings. He made an effort to ask her about her dreams and worries. They talked openly about their goals and fears, building a foundation of trust. One evening, as they cooked dinner together, Sarah suddenly smiled. "You know, I've always wanted to travel and see new places, but I've been too scared to take that leap." Alex paused, stirring the pasta. "What's holding you back?" "I guess it's fear of the unknown," she admitted. "I've always played it safe, and the thought of stepping out of my comfort zone is scary." Alex thought for a moment. What if we made a plan to travel together? It could be an adventure for us both. Sarah's eyes lit up. "Really? You'd want to do that?" "Of course. I'd love to explore new places with you. It'll be a chance for both of us to grow and experience something new together," he replied enthusiastically. They spent the evening researching travel destinations, laughing and dreaming about their future adventures. Alex felt excited about the idea, knowing that it would bring them even closer. As they planned, Alex couldn't help but reflect on how much he had learned since making his wish for love. He realized that love was not just about grand gestures or romantic moments. It was about being there for each other during tough times, supporting each other's dreams, and embracing vulnerability. One weekend, they decided to take a short trip to a nearby beach. The sun was shining, and the waves crashed against the shore as they walked hand in hand along the sandy beach. "This feels perfect," Sarah said, smiling up at Alex. "It really does," he agreed, feeling grateful for the moments they shared. As they settled down on the sand, Sarah turned to him with a serious expression. "Alex, I've been thinking a lot about us lately. I want to be completely honest with you." Alex's heart raced. "Of course. What's on your mind?" "I feel like I'm starting to fall in love with you, but I'm also scared," she confessed. "I've never allowed myself to be this vulnerable before." Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mix of joy and empathy. "I feel the same way, Sarah. I care about you deeply, and I want us to build a strong relationship. It's okay to be scared. Love takes time and trust." They shared a long embrace, feeling a sense of relief in their honesty. In that moment, Alex realized that their willingness to be vulnerable was a crucial part of their journey together. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with vibrant colors, Alex took a moment to reflect on how far he had come since his initial wish. He had learned that true love was about understanding, growth, and support. It was about embracing both the beautiful and the challenging moments together. As they watched the waves crash against the shore, Alex felt a deep sense of gratitude. He knew that love was a journey filled with lessons, and he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with Sarah by his side. Together, they would navigate the ups and downs of life, learning and growing as partners. Love was not just a wish, it was a commitment to understanding and supporting one another. A new beginning. As the days turned into weeks, Alex and Sarah continued to grow closer. Their bond deepened with every shared experience, laughter, and conversation. They learned to trust each other, and every moment together felt special. But they also understood that love was a journey filled with changes and new challenges. One morning, Alex woke up feeling a sense of excitement. He had an idea that he believed could take their relationship to the next level. He had been thinking about Sarah's dream of traveling and how they could turn it into reality. So he decided to surprise her with a weekend getaway. After work, he hurried home to pack a small bag. He planned everything carefully, choosing a cozy cabin near a beautiful lake. He could already picture them exploring nature, talking under the stars, and creating wonderful memories together. Later that evening, Alex picked up Sarah from her apartment. "I have a surprise for you," he announced, grinning widely. "A surprise? What is it?" Sarah asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "We're going on a weekend trip. I found a cabin by a lake, and I thought we could explore and relax together," he said, feeling a rush of excitement. "Wow, that sounds amazing," Sarah exclaimed, her face lighting up with joy. "I can't believe you planned this." As they drove to the cabin, they talked about their hopes for the future. Alex shared his dreams of traveling to new places, and Sarah opened up about her desire to learn more about different cultures. The car was filled with laughter and warmth, making the journey feel short and enjoyable. When they arrived at the cabin, Sarah was in awe. It was charming, surrounded by tall trees and the sound of birds singing. "This is beautiful, Alex," she said, smiling widely. They unpacked their bags and decided to take a walk by the lake. The water shimmered in the sunlight, and the air was fresh and crisp. They held hands as they strolled, feeling connected and happy. After their walk, they returned to the cabin to prepare dinner together. As they cooked, they talked and laughed, enjoying each other's company. "I'm so glad we're doing this," Sarah said, stirring the pasta. "It feels like a new beginning for us." "Exactly. I want us to have many adventures together," Alex replied, feeling his heart swell with happiness. After dinner, they settled down on the porch, wrapped in cozy blankets as the sun began to set. The sky was painted with shades of orange and pink, and it was the perfect backdrop for their evening. They shared stories and dreams, feeling a sense of peace in each other's presence. As night fell, they decided to stargaze. They laid back on the grass, looking up at the stars that filled the sky. "It's so beautiful out here," Sarah said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "It really is. Just like you," Alex replied, turning to look at her. Sarah blushed and smiled, feeling warmth spread through her. "Thank you, Alex. I've never felt this happy before." "I feel the same way," he said. "You make me want to be a better person." They talked about their fears and dreams under the stars, sharing their thoughts openly. Alex felt grateful for the honesty they had built together. Their relationship was blossoming, and he could see a bright future ahead. The next day, they woke up early to explore the area. They went hiking through the woods, marveling at the beauty of nature. They took pictures of the stunning views and laughed as they tried to spot different animals. "Look, there's a deer," Sarah exclaimed, pointing excitedly. "Let's see if we can get a closer look," Alex suggested, and they quietly approached the deer, careful not to scare it away. As they watched the deer graze, Alex felt a sense of peace wash over him. He realized how lucky he was to be experiencing this moment with Sarah. After their hike, they returned to the cabin and spent the afternoon relaxing by the lake. They played games, splashed in the water, and enjoyed each other's company without any worries. As the sun began to set, they prepared a simple dinner over a campfire. The smell of grilled food filled the air, and they shared stories while watching the flames dance. "Can I ask you something?" Alex said, feeling a bit nervous. "Of course. What's on your mind?" Sarah replied, curious. "What do you see for our future?" he asked, searching her eyes for answers. Sarah took a moment to think. "I see us traveling more, supporting each other in our dreams, and growing together. I want to keep building this love we have." Alex nodded, feeling his heart race. "I want that too. I think we can do anything if we work together." After dinner, they sat by the fire, looking up at the stars again. The night was clear, and the moon shone brightly. It felt magical, and Alex wanted to capture the moment forever. "Sarah," he began, his voice steady, "I care about you deeply. You've brought so much joy into my life, and I want to keep building our future together." Tears filled Sarah's eyes as she smiled. "I feel the same way, Alex. You've shown me what true love is, and I don't want it to end." In that moment, Alex understood that their journey was just beginning. He had wished for love, and in return, he had found a partner who challenged him, supported him, and inspired him to be better. As they embraced under the stars, they both knew they were ready for whatever came next. Their love was a new beginning, full of possibilities, adventures, and dreams waiting to be fulfilled together.